What's up, everybody? BlueGabe. Welcome to Magdalena Bay, Mexico. Check out this crazy fog we got going on right now. So we had completely different plans for today. We thought we were gonna do something crazy that I've never done while I was here before, but this fog is stopping us from doing that. It's so foggy this morning, I flew the drone and I made the mistake of flying it a little bit out of sight, which wasn't very far, and I didn't know where the drone was. Luckily, the drone has a thing on the app that will bring it back home, and we were able to land it safely. Right now we're loading the boat up. It's about 8:30 in the morning and we're headed offshore. We're going after tuna, wahoo, yellowtails, grouper, and whatever else we can find. Right here is the really awesome house that we stay at. If you haven't watched any of my videos from this island before, this village is tiny. And we're here with Mag Bay Sport Fishing Lodge. Now I got to get to helping them load the boat up because I feel like I'm being sorry right now. Got our 3 mil wetsuits because the water's cold. We got Captain Omar. Yeah. Crystal Beachy. Britos Mas Grande.
Bundled up, Brito.
Hey, I need that monster to make sure we don't break that. Captain said we've got about an hour-and-a-half run, which is going to turn into about a 2 to 2.5 hour run because we can only go about 10 miles an hour in this crazy fog. It looks super calm out here, which it is. But there's a surge in the Pacific Ocean that it's hard to see. And what it does is it comes in and comes out. And when you pull the boat up on the beach, like I said, look, it looks super calm. It will actually shove the boat up on land and make it super hard to get off. Water's beautiful right now. They said it's been blowing like 30 the last week before we got here. And finally we show up to some super calm weather. But like normal, there's always got to be that one thing that's not perfect, and that's the fog. But it's adding to the adventure. We're getting started right now. You ready, Omar?
Ready. Vámonos.
Beachy.
Vámonos.
Ready?
Aubrey, big wahoos.
Yo, let's go, let's go.
We were watching footage last night from the beginning of the trip, the first 2 days. Aubrey has caught 13 species that he's never caught before on this trip alone, which is saying something because he's fished all over the world, a lot of places, including South America and in Mexico and Africa and everywhere, Venezuela and everywhere in between. He's caught 13 new species right here at Mag Bay. If you want to watch the first video from here, which to me is probably one of the best videos I've ever done, it'll be in the link in the description below. You can see all the little like busts out there. Those are mackerel. Target acquired. These mackerel can be real finicky.
I got him.
As I say that, he gets bit.
Oh. I had him.
Wrong species. So those were Pacific bonita, the ones with teeth. They got crazy sharp teeth. We're looking for mackerel, not bonita. The mackerel we're looking for do have teeth, but not very big and not very sharp. They're only about 8 inches to a foot long. To give you some perspective on how foggy it is, those pelicans are only about 30 yards away and you can't see just right past them. Right over here, there's a huge mountain ridge that you can't see. This is all big, huge bay, and the mainland is right over there. The first 2 days we were here, we didn't bother with live bait because we were doing vertical jig fishing and stuff like that, and we didn't go offshore. Today where we're going, there could be marlin, big tuna, big wahoo, giant grouper. We really don't have the gear for giant grouper, but we can catch pretty much anything else. They were cutting his quills off his sabiki rig, so I just grabbed Crystal's rod and threw down a vertical jig real quick, just so we have some cut bait if anything else. Put a big strip on a vertical jig and that might help our cause.
Dude, if we see a marlin, we just hit that sucker out whole.
Yeah, that's a good size.
These things right here are phenomenal to eat. The first one I ever caught was in like 600 foot of water off of Stewart, and I didn't know what it was because I'm like, look at its teeth. I thought it was just a regular bonita, but it doesn't look the same anymore. The body does, but the colors don't. I took it home and ate it. Oh man, it was good. This right here is a vertical jig. Johnny Jigs makes them, a good friend of ours in Palm Beach. We have caught more fish this trip on these little guys than you could absolutely ever imagine. You drop them down and it's pretty much every drop you get a bite.
That's what I caught the giant sea bass on.
Yeah.
That exact one.
If you want to see Crystal catch the biggest fish of her life on this, check out our last video. It'll be in the link description below from this trip. It was nuts. She actually hooks a small fish and you'll have to watch the rest because it all went crazy really fast. Just found a big wad of mackerel.
You can see the giant disturbance in the water. All right, we got some on each rod.
These things are good eating too. That's the cool part. We only need about 10 of these things. That'll be enough. He broke out his D-hooker.
Nice.
Cool. Oh, that one has a headache. Look at his D-hooker, it's a big old hook.
I wonder if that's the hook that got him in the leg.
We need to show him the picture. I'm going to show you a picture right now of Captain Omar's shin.
He got wrecked by a giant dolphin. The dolphin, he said, jumped in the boat and had a double hook lure, and one of the hooks of the lure dug in his shin.
We finally broke out of the fog and you can see the mountains. We're out in the Pacific now, right over Aubrey's shoulder. They're huge. See the big fog bank still. And it looks like there's more fog where we're going. One thing about it, we're headed out no matter the fog.
A few moments later.
I don't care how many times you see that, it never gets old. Big sea lion. Got a big feeding frenzy going on.
Hey man, it's a fiesta out here. Frigate birds, dolphins, sea lions.
Obviously we're headed offshore, but you can't help but to stop and look at this. So we just got out here to where we were aiming for, and it's a long ways. We had to have run at least 80 to 100 miles this morning. And like a mile back we're running. And when you've been running that long, you start daydreaming and just, you're always watching the horizon for birds or whatever. I looked over like a mile away and saw a splash that I'm like, they must have just dropped a nuke over there because it was that big. I'm like, you gotta imagine, I'm just daydreaming and I just see this like explosion. So I get Aubrey's attention and now we're still running and we're both looking in that direction. An entire like 80-foot long humpback whale went airborne. His whole body. And when he landed the second time, we actually got to see what caused that nuclear bomb.
It was like a tidal wave.
It's so deep everywhere out here in the Pacific, except for where we're at. We're on like a pinnacle that comes all the way up to like 120 feet. And supposedly there's all kinds of fish here. Wahoo, all the way down to grouper on the bottom and yellowtail in the middle. So I don't know what we're about to do, but we're gonna figure it out.
We just ran over a ton of fish.
Do you know what species?
Todos.
All of them.
Todos.
Plethora. Let's find out.
We might be not having the right rods and reels out here for this game, but
we're gonna give it a go.
Worst case scenario, we get dumped. This is the bait of choice. First drop, Crystal Beachy's up to bat.
I'm nervous. Ready?
Yeah. We just saw the whale again. It looks like he's actually coming this way, or it. I wouldn't want to assume his gender right now. How deep, Aubrey? It's probably about 120.
Yeah, we're right at 100 right here.
Bottom.
Aubrey, you should tie one of them big jig heads on.
I'll show you what I've got.
He's coming up with something back there. Oh yeah. How cool would it be if that whale would come right over here and jump like he did? As long as he didn't jump on the boat. As soon as I go looking for the whale, we got a double hook up.
Double hook up. And I think this is one of those pole benders.
Aubrey's about got his up.
Well, I was jigging the jig way up, and they hit it right here.
Fue arriba, posible tuna.
Yeah, tuna?
Posible.
Can you see mine?
Yeah.
Nice.
Big giant Pacific.
Oh yes.
Goodness, that's a big one. Crystal's is right here.
Should I boat flip?
No, I need to get the gaff. The gaff is up here. Hold on. Here you go. You know what that's gonna be? Good chunking for the wahoo.
Oh yeah.
Aubrey, what is happening?
I got worked. I think it's a big yellowtail. I don't know.
The way it's acting? Dang.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, there it is. Nice yellowtail. There we go. Are you whooped?
Take a jacket off.
Those yellowtails right there fight like
got one,
crazy. Oh, Gabe just got wrecked.
On a big chunk of tuna I put down.
Uh-oh, is it another yellowtail?
I wouldn't think it would be, but it could be.
Oh.
Best thing about here, we don't have to worry about sharks. This is a grouper snapper.
Yeah?
It's coming up a lot easier now. He was a long ways down there. Got color.
What is that, Gabe? Pink, red?
Aubrey,
Oh
what is it? Look!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Aubrey,
gosh!
get your hands
Oh
on
my
him.
gosh, hurry, 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 hurry.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Gabe, what a freaking.
Get him in the boat!
Hurry. Are you
The last
kidding
thing
me?
in the world I thought we were going to catch. Look
That's
here.
a good one.
On an NLBN jig head and a chunk of the bonita that Aubrey and Crystal caught earlier.
Oh,
Bro, what on earth? I speared one like this in California. Never did I think I would catch one.
That's an awesome
the
fish.
thing is huge. That's
Look at that mouth.
That's bigger than the one you speared, right? The thing
Bro,
is-
That's
that
a
right
good
there
one.
was worth the ride out here. Holy cow. NLBN jig head with a chunk of bonita.
Wrecked it.
Have you ever seen one?
No.
So this is the same fish that we speared the first day we got here, only way bigger and a full-grown male. The purple fish, I'll show you a clip of it right now. That is almost a male, but not quite yet. What do they call it when they change sex?
Hermaphroditic. Sequential hermaphrodite. They go from one sex to the other.
This hermaphrodite is coming home with us. That was
I was
awesome.
trying to get a picture of my yellowtail I just caught, and Gabe's like,
I was seeing red. I'm like, what on earth is red and black?
A stop sign?
Dude, that right there is legit. So this is exactly the same setup I just caught that giant Pacific on. Crystal's gonna give it a go. He fought hard for the first about minute.
I saw you boat up here. Let's see what else is down there. I'm nervous.
If you bet me $1,000, he wouldn't even have been on the first 100 fish I would have guessed.
No, I agree.
What'd you drop down?
I may have dropped down a whitefish on the backside of my Johnny jig.
I'm glad we caught those bonita.
Yeah. Anytime you catch bonita, you want to
he's
keep
still
them for
on.
bait.
He's gonna be a lot smaller than yours, but this was just a practice round.
Muy poquito?
Yeah.
That's like the only Spanish word I know.
What in the world?
That's
Oh,
a nice sized tile fish.
It's another whitefish.
Swing him up here.
He's heavy.
He's not very small. Look how good of a mate I am.
Can I just keep it on there?
Keep it on, drop it back down. Good practice run. I've caught a lot of fish on that rod you're using. Fitzgerald fishing.
Little bites. Little bites. Oh.
There he is. Thought I was gonna have to hold her in. All right, she's good now. That's him. Whatever this is big, all I can tell y'all.
He didn't get you in the rock?
Yeah, he's in the rock, but we got to stay tight with him.
You can feel him kicking.
Come on,
He's
buddy. Come out.
Oh, he ain't in the rock.
Come out.
He's doing that.
There you go. Perfect short cranks. Anytime you're fighting a big fish, you need to keep that rod bent and do exactly what she's doing right now. If you can gain 2 or 3 cranks, gain them. You might have me beat now.
Come on, Crystal.
It feels like...
So I can drop down.
It feels like...
This might take the record for your biggest fish ever.
I wish I would have took off more layers. Oh, Gabriel, you might have to take over.
Come stand right there and lean your butt right here. You got him. I got faith in you. He's out of the rock, so now's when you got to gain ground. Short cranks. This is a big grouper, I bet you. There you go. You're gaining on him now. Everybody's banking on you right now.
Sweating. Come on, buddy.
The more you get him off the bottom, the easier it'll be to fight.
Come on. Come on.
I think you got him whooped now.
Come on.
I know it's hard, but the quicker you get him out of that bottom area, the safer it'll be. Perfect. You want me to step in?
Yeah.
This fish does not like you to delay.
It has a huge head shake, whatever it is. It's fighting like a shark.
Say it in the shark.
He's right there, whatever it is.
Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
Ginormous yellowtail. Definitely not what I thought it was going to be. Oh, you got bit by it. Probably a sea lion. That's what whooped you the other day, Crystal.
That's
Look
a
at
good
the
one, though.
size of that thing.
Yeah.
Big giant yellowtail.
Something definitely bit him.
Probably a
It's healing,
sea
whatever
lion.
it was.
Big sea lions.
I'm shaking. Thank you, Gabe.
We got him. We don't want no more of those things.
Grab that jig head.
What you got, Aubrey?
I got a sea lion done ate my sardine.
Oh my gosh, you did.
Oh, he just snatched it.
He got him by the tail.
He
That
sm-
thing is smart.
He's smart enough to know to get him by the tail.
He grabbed that thing straight by the tail. Uh-huh. Yeah, try me.
We are so far from land and we got one single sea lion. So we got excited because we don't have sharks out here, but now we're dealing with what they deal with here in the Pacific, sea lions.
This is the best snack break ever. And coca.
So I just made the executive decision that we're headed to a different spot. We're gonna go way inshore to about 40 foot of water and try to spear some grouper. Just do something different. These sea lions moved in, seals, whatever the heck they are, and the fish completely quit biting.
Lobos marinos.
Whatever he just said. But when they showed up, the fish quit. I did get the fish of my, I mean, that's probably my top 5 favorite fish I've ever caught, ever. I have one mounted at home. I'm gonna take a picture of the one I speared and a picture of the one I caught and put it on a plaque right next to it because you don't catch them every day. Aubrey, your hair is something else right now.
I'm a fashion statement.
Who goes to Columbia University?
Oldest daughters went to Columbia, graduated working. Youngest daughter is at Virginia, in Virginia at Liberty University studying nursing.
What's their names?
Ashley and Lauren
Arrington. I don't know what happened to Aubrey's side of the family, but when it comes to like book smart, they got it. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, speaking of books, I just gotta say, we're gonna talk about the kids' books that Jenny and I wrote. I got one.
Who brings a book fishing?
I brought 2 books. I brought the fish book because we're catching fish we don't know. You gotta learn what fish you're catching. And I brought the kids' books. Jenny, my wife Jennifer, and I wrote Ocean's Adventures, Apex Adventures, Ocean's Paradox. I don't know why that doesn't come out of my mouth. Apex Adventures, Book 1, Ocean's Paradox. There's 7 books. Book 1 is in Jupiter, Florida, where we grew up. Book 2 is in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. Book 3 is in the Bahamas. And we're writing book 4, Jennifer is, book 5, 6, 7. If you want to get your kids reading books, exploring new worlds, finding new things, have an amazing time, check these books out. They're on Barnes & Noble, on Amazon.
Do it for your kids. That's good, healthy content, something that the kids need to be reading these days instead of sitting on the internet.
Come on, BlueGabe, what are we hoping for?
A wahoo and no skin cancer simultaneously. Aubrey made his executive decision that we need to troll for wahoo. If we get bit off, then we're gonna get in the water. If we don't get hit, then we're gonna go in.
Hey, you gotta give it a shot. How do you know if you don't try? That's a big head shake. What you got?
Big yellowtail, I think.
Crystal, step up back there and reel in. You're over Gabe.
Whatever.
Yeah, go over Gabe. Crystal's over you, Gabe. Go ahead.
Oh, fish on, fish on.
Get him, Crystal. Reel real hard. Set the hook. I don't think... There you go.
Aubrey just took us over a big biomass of yellowtails just to torture us. I tell you what, these boats with Mag Bay Lodge all have nice rods and reels with them.
Yeah.
I told you we needed to troll, Aubrey.
I'm glad you told me that.
We're gonna need a bigger fish box.
He needs to click the boat in gear.
Pasa arriba? Sí, sí, sí.
I think they're black fins.
Avante.
Avante. Okay.
Avante.
Gracias. Looks like a yellowfin to me.
Yellowfin, yeah. I got it. Look at that yellowfin tuna.
You ain't gonna bring him to us, I'll bring him to us.
Say cheese.
It's tuna
That's
for dinner.
nice. Omar, the man.
So.
That old beer commercial used to say, it's time to head to the mountains. We're heading to the mountains. Oh, BlueGabe sagged out.
I could pull up here 1,000 times and this view never get old. Home sweet home. This always hurts though right here to hear these rocks hit his gel coat. I'd cry if they did that to my boat. Gel coat and rocks? It's no bueno. But I'm sure they've got a good fiberglass guy in town. They build all of these panga boats right here in this town. Everybody uses the same exact type of boat. We bring this ladder over for Crystal. We just finished unloading all of our gear. Now we're gonna pull down here to the local little restaurant or whatever you wanna call it and weigh this giant Pacific sheep's head. I wanna know how much it weighs. I didn't get to weigh the one that I speared in California. I wanna weigh this one. This is it. This is how big the village is. From right there to right there and about 4 houses deep. That's it. Right there's the little restaurant. Y'all want to see the biggest bones you've ever seen before? Check out the rib bones on that blue whale. What's it say?
Grams? Kilograms?
Oh, 8.865 kilos.
What's your guess? 16?
19.5.
Yeah, but
But he's got to take the
we
bucket
gotta take
off.
the bucket off. I guess him at 16.
Hey, I think we're doing science here, weighing things in kilos. I'll put the bucket up there. Jenny would be proud. Up 1.02.
That ain't much.
So total weight was 17.25 pounds.
I was
17.26.
I was off 1 pound. Now let's measure. We got our trusty old NLBN measuring tape. All right, he's dead on 0. 29 inches. So 17.5 pounds and 29 inches long. That's a beauty. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. This is probably the worst I've ever felt for a fish. I wish to God I could have turned it loose, but here in Mexico, they don't have any descending, gadgets where we could have sent it back down. It was already imploded. So the one good thing is Omar, he told us today that him and his wife got married. He was 15 and she was 14. They have 2 kids and a huge family. So we have a huge cooler full of fish that we caught today. And I asked him, I said, are you gonna sell them or eat them? He said that the fish here, pescado, is not worth very much money, but he has a big family. So he'll distribute it to all of them and they'll all get to enjoy it. Look at this beautiful fish.
Gracias.
Hope you enjoy all the pescado. This guy, we've been with him 3 full days, as good as it gets. Mag Bay Lodge. Everything you need to know for all of these videos will be in the link in the description below. If you come, ask for Omar. Hasta luego.
Okay.
Two big old seagulls arguing with each other. I was gonna say something, but I figured I just needed to be quiet so y'all could take that in. Let's see what she's cooking tonight.
Carne ranchera.
Looks so good with some rice. Of course, we're having some tortillas. Oh yeah.
Good morning, everybody. We are finally getting to see a sunrise. This morning we woke up, it's a little bit more wind, so the fog has moved out this morning. Look at this sunburst. This smaller cruise ship came in last night. Look at that. There's dolphins dancing around out there in the water this morning. What's going on in here?
I'm working on my translator. I got an app so I can type and talk to her. Yesterday we wanted French toast for breakfast, but I'm like, we don't have any syrup. Well, luckily Crystal, she watches every episode of Paula Deen. She's like, Gabe, just put some blueberries in water, boil them, and add some sugar. And boy, let me tell you what, it's good.
We had French toast with blueberry compote. 5 stars for the chef.
I thought it was compost, but they said it's compote or whatever. Go show them the syrup.
I wish we had a good picture of it, but...
I was getting ready to tell her, she's never seen how to make French toast, she's never even heard of it, so we're teaching her how to do it so she can do it for her clients. I was getting ready to type and tell her she could make that syrup with almost any kind of fruit, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That's a handy trick to know.
This is Gabe's blueberry compost. No, it's blueberry compote. Blueberries do work well because they have a natural pectin in them, so they will kind of naturally thicken, but you can add a little bit of cornstarch to it if you want it thicker.
All right, so here's the scoop. I gotta break something down for you real quick. If you follow along with my channel, you know we go all over the world doing some pretty cool stuff. And when I'm filming, I try to show you the entire process from where we leave the house to wherever we get to where we're going and then back home again. That way, if you ever want to come to one of these destinations, you know what you're getting into. And maybe you're not ever going to be able to come and you just want to see the full process. Well, I was doing a pretty good job of that in this series until yesterday morning. You see, the last time you saw us in this video was yesterday morning. It's a whole 24 hours later. This is our last and final day. We're actually heading back to St. Charles, gonna do some laundry, check out St. Charles because we don't spend much time there. That's the mainland, over there about 30 miles. So like I said, I was doing a good job of showing you it all in order. Well, that all stopped yesterday morning when Omar took us spearfishing. We thought we were just heading out for an average day of spearfishing. I was gonna add that in this video. Well, little did I know that that would be the most life-changing spearfishing event of my life, and I would shoot a fish that I often dreamed about, but I didn't ever think I would get. It's a fish that lives primarily in deep water, 60, 80, 120 feet, and I can't really free dive that deep. In the spearfishing world, a broomtail grouper is one of the best prize trophies you can get. I can dive pretty deep, but I just can't do that 60 to 120 foot and fight a grouper out of a hole. Well, yesterday morning, Omar took us to a spot and he said, get in, there's big grouper here. You guys gotta check that video out. So I made that in an entire YouTube video. That was yesterday. It's its own YouTube video. It was so awesome. We did so many cool things that I made that in an entire video. Now this morning, we're gonna show you the process of leaving the island. So Juan just showed up in one of the cool pangas. We took all of our luggage and all of our gear and put it on that, and we're getting ready to head back to the mainland. This is one of their boats that they do a lot of whale watching out of, and they also come get the clients that are in the lodge and bring them back. It's got lots of room, shade, everything you need. Most of the time when I'm here at Mag Bay, we show you fishing and diving, but what Mag Bay also offers is the most incredible bird watching, whale watching, just sea life you could ever imagine. If you want to come here with your family and maybe your wife's not into fishing, she can hang out on this island and walk these beaches for miles in both directions. She doesn't need anybody to go with her. She'll be completely safe. If you have kids and they don't want to fish, they can go with her. If you all want to go fishing for just a couple hours and come back to the island, I'm telling you, there's no place that I've ever been in the world that's better than Magdalena Bay for that. Adios.
Nos vemos.
To say this was a trip of a lifetime would be a complete understatement. So right here's the boat ramp that you leave from the first morning you get here. We came from right over there about, it doesn't look like it, but it's about 25 miles. The entire part of this trip, there will be somebody to help you load gear, unload gear. That is the one coolest thing about Mexico. No matter where you come to, if you come with the right outfitter like Mag Bay, they make this trip so easy. They got a van sitting here waiting to pick us up. While they're loading the van, I've got to show you guys one of my favorite things about this area. So I trailer my boats everywhere I go. I've got a bunch of boats for catfishing and anything you can imagine. I have a boat for it because of my YouTube channel. When I need to go do something, I need to do it right then, and I don't want to depend on anybody else. So I have little teeny boats at 15 foot, and then I have a 33-foot contender, and they all have trailers. Check out these boat trailers. Now these guys aren't hauling their boats long distances, but they do have to haul them back and forth every day. Check out these boat trailers. For all y'all that trailer boats, you know right now, these things are unique. Each one of them's a little bit different. This one right here's got some rope holding it together, holding the black, this must be like a black poly pipe. It's almost the same sort of material that we have on the bottom of our airboats that keeps the rocks from hurting the metal. This one's got another type of plastic. Oh, this is out of the bed liner of a truck. They've just cut it. That's genius. You know a boat slides off of that. Then this one right over here has like countertop material. They all have something different. That's called making do with what you got. They don't have Ace Hardwares and West Marines and stuff like that here. They do it for a living, and I would love to have one of those. I want one of those for our fish camp in Georgia. I think it would look so cool. Gracias, Juan.
Okay, man. See you next year, okay?
Same time, same place.
Gosh, very good to go person.
Thank you. All right, now we're gonna jump in the van, head to one of the hotels. Got to pay for yesterday's fishing trip because that wasn't included in our trip because I asked for it extra. And then we're headed to the main Mag Bay Lodge. Do some laundry, relax for a little while, maybe edit, and then take the 5-hour ride back to Cabo. So I'll give y'all a little tour through town. Real pretty bougainvillea. Look at that. This entire town is made up from fishing, whale watching, all tourism.
They couldn't have done that.
I didn't know it wasn't locked. They got a pool. Everything's like a little compound here in Mexico. Let's come right in here. That would be nice if it was about 102 degrees. Here's the main house. Look how pretty this is. So typically when you come here, because you've traveled all day and it's a pretty long ride from Cabo, you will come here and stay the very first night, wake up fresh in the morning, and go out to the island. When we got here, before we went out to the mainland, we took all of our gear and got it out of the tubes and set it up like that. Now we're gonna do it in reverse. We're gonna take all of our reels off, put the rods in the rod tube, and put all the spear guns in the spear gun cases. So we'll put most of our fins and our spear guns in these, the rods in that. So if you're coming here, this is what I highly recommend. We use 40-pound and 30-pound on everything. These are NLBN jig heads. Anything like this for the halibut, the pargos. Crystal caught a grouper on one, and these for pretty much everything else. All 30 to 40-pound leader. If you're coming, make sure you have stuff like this. Crystal caught so many flounder or halibut on this one, the tail's gone. And just like that, welcome back to civilization. Mag Bay is the most beautiful place on earth, but when you're out there, you're out there. So every time we come, the last night we're here, we make the 5-hour trip back to Cabo and stay one night here just to sort of unwind enjoy some different type of scenery. Then we'll get on an airplane today and head home. This is the first time I've ever seen a cruise ship here in Cabo.
Well, there's 2 of them.
Man, how about the mega yacht
Hey,
with
you
the
think-
helicopter on the front?
That's what we came.
Aubrey, you need to hit the lottery.
Listen,
We
you-
wouldn't have to make that 5-hour drive if we had that helicopter. So this is Cabo San Lucas. The marina is right over there. That's the really popular archway. You can't see the arch from this angle, but tons of people come here to watch the sunset. When it sets, it shoots a beam of light, and it's just amazing. All right, that's it. Next on the agenda is Georgia. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, but like Jake always says, it's time to get up out of here and get the heck out of shape.